Hello. This is a French project. Am I supposed to speak in Let's try that again. Bonjour. And today I have things to do. It's 9 p.m. and I have to go make some bread for the next 3 days. Let's go make some bread. I am in my grandparents' house and I am not in a bakery. So this is going to be bootleg. What's bakery in French? Is it boulangerie? Do you know? You can't see anything, can you? I have to make a starter now, but I forgot my recipe, so let's go get it. Okay, I got my recipe. It's right here. So first we need 200 grams of water. We need to mix ingredients. Let's get a bowl. Oh, I got the biggest one. Now we need some sourdough starter. Let's get it. Here she is. She's a big girl. I have to put 120 grams in there, so let's do that. We need 236 grams of wholemeal flour. We need 213 grams of wholemeal flour. I have 15 pounds of flour in this bag. Do you think I have enough? Should I be wearing a $40 Blackpink t-shirt while doing this? No. Now that we have all of our ingredients ready, we mix them together. And now we mix it up. It just occurred to me that I never did a proper introduction for this video. So, hi Carla. Hi Amanda. Hi to anyone else who is unfortunate enough to be watching this today. It's been 12 hours. I have our bread friend here. If my camera wouldn't fall over, we have to do more mixing now. So over here next to me, we have a bunch of different flour and a measuring cup for water that we have to put in here. So, where's my recipe? Smells like bread. All right, and our first ingredient is 274 grams of water. And just like that, we have 274 grams of water in this lovely, lovely friend we have right here. Mix well. Now that this looks and smells like the contents of my stomach, we have to add flour. I also forgot to mention we need salt. I've got some salt. So let's measure out. 13 grams. Next up, we need 85 grams of rye flour. There's your rye flour. We need 170 grams of whole flour. Yes. Now we need 250 grams of strong white bread flour. Flour. Oh yeah, and because I am working with food, I do need to deal with my luscious locks, so there we go. We have dealt with that. And here is our flour tower. And now we mix it up until we can't anymore, and then we have to knead it for 10 minutes. Now that this is becoming incredibly difficult to stir with a spatula, we're going to knead it on the counter, which means that I have to get rid of this microphone, and the audio quality for the rest of this section is probably going to greatly decrease. So Sucks to be you. We gotta put more flour on this. So, I guess I can just do that. The rest of this is just gonna be a time lapse, so here you go. We're done with our dough. We just kneaded it for 10 minutes. And yeah, now we gotta put it in a bowl and let it sit for 24 hours. So I will see you in literally 1 second. So there you go. It is finally time to put, you can't tell that that's the bread, but that's the bread in there. So let's just turn the oven on. Now the oven is on and we've got our lovely, lovely friend of our dough here. Looking beautiful. Shout out to my grandma for transferring out of the fridge early this morning because I wasn't awake. Big shout out to Grandma.
Hi, this is Grandma speaking here.
Oven has heated, so let's put the bread in. Jump cut. And here's the bread going back in. Okay. Right. And then we put this over it. Cool. And now we wait 25 minutes. And hey, just like that, a change of scenery. I'm up here while the bread makes itself bread in the oven. And I'm going to tell you all about this bread for the next 25 minutes. So, here you go. So, this bread comes from a man named Lionel Poulin. He got pretty famous for it, like in the 70s-ish, because of how big they are. They are 2 kilos, which is roughly 4.5 pounds, because they're great, they're good bread. He was in France. The French love their pain. So he got famous for inheriting his father's boulangerie in 1970, and then he made all of this pain with a special recipe that has 30% spelt in it, which is like wheat, but make it a boomer. And he had this idea that when making bread, all of the work, or as much of it as you can, should be done by hand. That's why I didn't use a stand mixer. Ideally, I would have ground my own flour and got my own water from a well. Actually, the water here is from a well. After he got famous for his bread and started mass producing it, he had to stop doing this step and had to use machines to be able to make the proper amount of dough to be able to sell all this bread that he does, because he sells so much of it. He calls this concept retro innovation. Pain Poulin is produced in the Latin Quarter of Paris, which is where the bakery or the boulangerie for all the pain is in Paris. So the bakery where the loaves are actually produced makes about 15,000 loaves of bread per day. Unfortunately, though, our good boy bread maker Lionel did die in a helicopter crash on October 31st, 2002. And his wife and dog also died in that crash. I think that covers pretty much everything in my notes. So, uh-oh. Wow, that was so cool. I bet you learned so much information that you're actually going to retain. Please give me a French credit. There's still 11 minutes left before we have to deal with that, so... jump cut. Alright, it's been 25 minutes and now we can take the cover off, so jump cut. Yeah. Ooh, girl, it's looking good. Here, wait. Look at her. Yes. Okay, 20 more minutes. All right, the bread has like a minute left, and we're supposed to test the internal temperature with this thingy. So let's do that. And then, all right, I think it's time to take it out. So here you go, jump cut. I'll deal with you later. There's the bread. And this thing is way, way denser and heavier than it looks. But it looks good. Look at her. Yes, queen, come through. Let's switch to 60 frames per second. We're at 120 frames per second at 1080p, so this is some high quality bread here. The camera would keep focused on it and not refocus every 10 seconds. Yeah. Now we let it cool off. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but I magically grew a necklace. All right, here we go. We've got her right here. Let's just cut her open. But yeah, look at it steaming. Look at it. There's my bread. There it is. 3 days for that. Yes, all right, let's taste this. Let's taste the bread. All right, here's a little piece. I'm so scared. I made this? This is actually really good. It's very moist. It's dense. Ooh, girl, it's dense. All right, that's the whole video. That took 3 days, but it's only been like 12 minutes for you. So, yeah, and give me please give me a French credit, please. All right, that's le fin. Bye-bye.